filming.
You're just filming?
Hmm?
I'm nervous.
This is David's 1987 Pontiac Fiero. Originally coming with a 2.8-liter pushrod V6, this was the first American-manufactured vehicle that was mid-engine. Now, unfortunately, this one has a bad ground. So before David sells it, we're gonna fix it, so the new owner doesn't have any starting issues.
We're at O'Reilly Auto Parts to pick up that ground wire for the Fiero. Cranked up actually immediately. It's been sitting for about a week, so we're for sure that there's no drain on the system. Customer will be very happy. Not the customer, but the guy that's buying it.
Customer.
So should be pretty good once we slap this wire on, and no sad faces on the way to Fort Myers when the guy brings it home.
Alright, well, let's go inside.
I think we should do 10 or 12 gauge versus 16 or 14.
Bigger, better.
We'll go with that 12 gauge.
Why black?
Because it's cool. Batman, because Batman.
Alright, let's do
Yellow
it.
connectors. Okay, so we got back from O'Reilly. We got our 12 gauge wire and connectors. A couple of these guys. And what we're basically gonna do is we're also in Florida midsummer, so it's 1,000 degrees. This guy is our ground wire, and it is burning up almost every other time you try to start the car because it's too thin and too much resistance is going through it. Too much amperage, not enough resistance. Not enough resistance. And our ground wire over here at the transmission is good. No, I'll just put a thicker wire right there and see what happens.
So the battery should be hooked up to the chassis and the engine both. A lot of times if you have failure on these ground wires, it's going to find the pathway of least resistance. So on certain vehicles that have a column shift or a wire shift, it'll actually use that cable as the ground wire. With that galvanized steel, it ends up corroding and you end up being unable to shift. A lot of second-gen Camaros would do this. People use both hands to try and grab onto that steering column because it wouldn't move because it was all corroded and everything. This vehicle, I believe, has had an issue in the past with this, and that's why the e-brake is not currently working as well.
It's like a 13.
It's bigger than 10?
Yeah. Although I did say everything was 10. It's just Fiero life, you know, does that to you. That's why I'm selling it actually, because not everything is a 10.
Let's take a look. Ooh.
That's our monster. This is actually seaweed.
Seaweed, that's the stuff that you put on sushi, right?
Yep.
That's the stuff you put on, yeah, sushi.
This is how you make it, actually.
So you
attach
get
it to ground wires.
a ground wire
burn up.
like this,
Mhm.
and then you put too much amperage through the wire so it heats up,
cooks it at the same time. Well, very economical way.
Yeah.
Just measure that out. He also said to not film over here because his tools are gross.
Because it's so unorganized right now. I have,
right now or for the past 6 months?
shut up.
Here's the drift car. We're gonna take some more of this glue off. Then we're going to paint the inside. A tubular frame kind of front bumper deal. You cut off from there on each side. It's a work in progress, but what about how long is that?
So what you need to do is when you're cutting these, you need to make sure that it's long enough so that when the engine rolls back and forth during acceleration, the wire won't get caught. So we'll just, I mean, this one has been working, so we'll make it the same length.
Okay. Is there usually a longer length needed for, let's say, track driving?
For racing?
Yeah.
Not necessarily. No, it's about the same. Most of the time with race cars, though, you'll have like solid mounts. So the motor mounts aren't made of a polyurethane or a rubber or anything like that. So they will, they'll be just solid on the frame. Therefore, when the engine rolls, the frame rolls. And then you don't have that extra movement. So if anything, you could make them shorter, but I would just make them the same. So we're gonna make two, again, for that top redundancy. Very delicate procedure. Ah! And let's get the heat gun out and shrink these bad boys.
AC gun? If it was an AC gun, I'd be okay, but it's like blowing heat in my face.
Dude, come on. No, one more. Oh, that's very hot.
Where's those nuts?
In my pocket.
In your pocket. Can you hand me one?
You putting both wires on?
Yeah. Why do we make two wires if we wouldn't put both on?
I didn't see the second one on the ground. This is why we put things back where we found them, so we don't lose tools. You don't want to ever get in the car and try turning it on without reconnecting the battery, isn't that right, David? There we go. All tight, ready to go.